games.
Which is unfortunate because it's what we love. Like, to me, it's the only escape. Like,
I know.
That's what I want to do. I want to dive into the games, head in the sand, let me enjoy it, and act like it's the biggest thing in the world, where we know, obviously, there are real issues going on in the world and everybody's lives, the personal stuff. We talked about that a little bit yesterday with Steve Summers in the studio. Talking about, he was dealing with cancer, but you would never bring that on the air because we want to entertain
his brother.
And, of course, taking care of his brother and family. Everybody's got issues. Everybody's dealing with something. Yep. We all come together here to try to escape from that and talk about sports.
Yep.
And now the main thing about sports is they're involved in a gambling ring.
It's gotten tougher and tougher to have that true connection to sports, and I hate to sound that way, but it's true. I mean, and I really think it started with the disparity in salaries, which I've never begrudged, right? Because you get what you're worth. I mean, if you're...
But you would think that would prevent these guys from getting involved in gambling.
You would, but that's a misnomer because it's disease or you get unknowingly in bed with criminals, whatever, really, dangerous criminals. But to me, if you think about like the growing disconnect between the average fan and sports, it's gambling, sure, but I think it really started with the contracts. Like I've used the analogy, not even the example. Back in the day, Mickey Mantle or Whitey, or they used to have an apartment in Queens, man. They would jump on the train. They would go to Yankee Stadium. They would mingle with normal people. I mean, the salary disparities were not like they are now, and this is not for me, although a lot of people like it. You see Jordan Clarkson, who knows what the hell they wore into the Garden last night, some ridiculous outfit. You wouldn't catch me dead in that outfit. But now you got these guys and these gals, and again, God bless them, making so much money that they have lost sight of reality. So it's the contracts that bother some fans. It's the gambling. It's the TV rights. It's the 9,000 streaming things you need to watch the freaking games. It's just becoming harder to be a sports fan.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Ralph is calling from Manhattan. What's up, Ralph?
Ironically, I heard 4 or 5 good gambling ads as I'm listening to I'm holding the phone here.
Well, gambling's not the problem. At least from my perspective, gambling's not the problem.
Yep.
It's when you start doing things illegally that you should be doing with gambling.
Bingo.
And when you're BT and I could bet parlays all day long if we want, and we always say bet responsibly. I've been open to admitting that I have a problem with it, so I have to be careful myself, and I know what to get into, what not to get into, but I'm not doing anything illegal if I bet, and most people aren't.
I get it.
I don't play in the NBA. I don't work for the NFL.
I get it. We're saturated with this stuff. I come from a family of gamblers. Either you go with it, or you go in the opposite direction. All the cynics that turn around, through the years, they say to the sports fan, what are you watching? These things are rigged. Every time I see a ball game, the Super Bowl especially, or some big game, they're rigged. This lends credence to all the cynics out there that said that to you through the years, guys. And here's the thing about basketball. Basketball may be the easiest sport to shave, of course. You don't have to have the referee in on it. You have to have the big guy on one team in on it. He gets fewer touches, or maybe something is on the other side is going along in the same manner, and you have a game that's compromised without anybody knowing it. You could actually watch a ball game and have a 10-point deficit where it should have been maybe 20 points and never even be the wiser. Mm-hmm. That's the way it goes.
That is true. You're right. Thanks for the call there. Appreciate that, Rich. Think about this, too. So I know you weren't too into it. I was always into it, not just because it was here. I love the Ryder Cup, right?
Okay.
Just imagine how easy it would be if you're a golfer to, if you have a 9-footer to either win the hole or half a hole or win the match or basically lose the match, and you're in bed with the wrong person. Like, you're not going to throw a pitch like Clase that misses by a mile. These guys are so talented. They could run it by the left edge of the cup. They can miss it by an inch. It looks like they gave it a good true roll. I just made $150,000 for some guy in Ireland or whatever.
Who's to say that it hasn't happened already?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember. Wasn't there was something in tennis?
With John Daly, with Phil, with some of those personalities.
Phil's been.
You tell me, I never thought about it because I don't really care about golf to that level.
Yeah.
But you're telling me that that might be the easiest one of all.
That's why I bring it up.
Yeah, you
I
shank a tee shot or whatever.
Well, I mean, if you shank one like
well, you know
us,
what I mean. You know what I mean.
But you got to be a little discreet about it.
Relative to their shanking.
Well, think about this. So instead of piping one down the fairway, you could still hit one 320, and you could be off an inch on purpose and put it in the second cut, which means you can't control the spin, which means you probably won't birdie. Yeah. So it doesn't look obvious. There's a lot of ways to do it. There was something. Maybe I should have looked it up before, but I didn't even really care because it was so long ago. But there was something in tennis. A very low-ranked tennis player, was it in Germany, one of the secondary tours? They got pinched for doing something in tennis. This was, I got to look it up.
Right.
Do you remember that vaguely?
I do. I don't remember the exact details. Vaguely, I do. Yeah, I mean, it's a problem for all sports. Antonio is calling from Manhattan. What's up, Antonio?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Look, I don't want to bring politics into this, but this is all political, man. Let me tell you why. You know who I'm talking about. He hates the NBA because of what it stands for. Look, the NBA,
who's he, the president?
Tim Donaghy.
Who's he, the president?
Remember him?
Who's he, the president?
Yeah, the president, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Antonio,
why does he hate the NBA?
Let me tell you which scandal really had legs, and it was basically quashed, which was basically the Ohtani one. This is, you have a translator supposedly kind of like dealing with $17 million. Come on. Maybe that scandal had legs. But look, anytime you have sports dealing with scandals, look what happened to Pete Rose. Look what happened to Tim Donaghy,
the referee.
You know, basically they make sure, they make sure that this is basically handled. Look, again, this is all
I don't know what
you're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, now you're having
James. Look what happened to Comey. Look, this is all political, man. This is
no, Antonio. It's not political. And thank you for the call. First of all, you're not even making.
He jumped around a lot there. And by the way, I watch politics every night. I don't even want to have the conversation on the air because that's not what we're here for. But I would have liked to have known where he was going. He jumped in 5 different. I mean, I know what I can tell what he believes, and that's.
But that doesn't matter.
That's great.
If he wanted to make it a political thing, then just stick to that and make the comment and keep. You went all. I don't even know what the hell he was talking about there. With LeBron and Donnie. What does Donnie have to do with anything political? So if you're talking about it being political, then it makes no sense about Donnie. The bottom line to me is I'm going to eliminate the political aspect of it. I don't care about that. I care about the NBA aspect of it. And if there is truth to these guys were arrested. I don't think all of a sudden, even if it is politically motivated to some degree, I don't think all of a sudden they wake up and say, let's go get Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier.
Let's make this up and up because we lean one way. Let's put him in jail for 30 years.
And you're going to pick those two guys? Like you're going to make Terry Rozier the example where the majority of people don't even know who the hell he is? Chauncey Billups a bigger name, of course, but obviously where there's smoke, there's a little bit of fire here. And even if you take this example out of it, this has happened before with Class A, with baseball, with Calvin Ridley, with football. Endless times before. Beasley, a couple of months ago, whatever it was last year. With
Boston College mentioned that. CCNY in the 50s. There's been a lot of scandals. Horse racing, no question.
So it's a matter of if you choose to keep your head in the sand and ignore it, or if you watch it and watch it with a different viewpoint. Like, I want to watch it because I love sports and I want to escape. So I'm not going to watch a Knicks game, and think, oh, there might be a Donaghy situation. Now, maybe there's going to be a call, BT, that's going to be controversial, that's going to lead people to speculate. Like, that's what, at the bare minimum, if people still want to invest in sports and trust that the competition is legit, bare minimum, anytime there is any kind of questionable call or questionable play, people are going to come into question about the authenticity of that play.
And by the way, I remember for me, the first time I remember saying, this is a little crooked, man. I don't know about this. It wasn't about thinking that somebody had X amount of money on the game or was being controlled by the mafia or they were trying to throw it or whatever, shape points. I do believe back in the day, and I still believe it now, the origin of maybe something that being a little under the table, all right, hey, Knicks are down 0-2. They're back at home. Let's give them a whistle. Let's make this a 7-game series. Let's keep the New York ratings going. Do you really want the Memphis Grizzlies? or the Pacers, Indiana? Do you really want them in the finals if you can control it? I believe that's been going on for a long time. This is obviously a different layer of, this is a different situation. 888-808-1019, it's BT and Sal. Hey, but listen, they'll have their day in court, and they will be able to prove that they are innocent, and if not, they're in big trouble. Who's Hot in Football, brought to you by Petro Home Services. Christian McCaffrey, C-Mac. He's hot, not our C-Mac. I don't think McMonagle's going to rush for $129 and a couple of touchdowns in a win over Atlanta. He might catch it, though. He's got good hands. Want to save on heating costs? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather and live 24/7 service. Count on your local HVAC pros at Petro. Stay warm and safe this winter. Go to petro.com now and save $125 on free heating oil, or give them a call at 1-888-PETRO-02 today. Use propane? Well, ask about special offers. Propane not available in all areas.
The Nets entertain the Cavaliers. 7:30 tomorrow night. The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
Rock and roll will never die, and neither will the low prices. It's the Rocktober savings event at Nielsen Dodge. We've turned up the volume on Rocktober savings on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4, just $199 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Altitude X 4x4, just $224 a month.
We're rocking out the deals with 0 down payment available. $1,500 overbook value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, online at NielsenDodge.com, a proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So for head-banging deals that are music to your ears, at Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, due sign Cherokee 5794, Cherokee L 5819, ag tax type 498, doc and DMV.
Feeling lucky? With the Mega Millions jackpot at $680 million. Mega good fortune could land on you next. Pick up a ticket for Mega Millions today. Available at any New Jersey lottery retailer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right, bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
So, there's this guy, Paul Rivera, grew up in the Bronx. Made some mistakes, but eventually becomes one of those hard-working citizens who keep our city going. But he gets pulmonary fibrosis, and his only hope is a lung transplant. When one hospital, Montefiore Einstein, get him a new lung, and they give him a new life. Right. Everyone in his neighborhood is like,
they give gave that guy a new lung or a new motor?
The story, Mr. Giamatti. Well, you ought to know, Mr. Rivera. You lived it.
Everyone loves a comeback. Montefiore Einstein, national leader in transplant.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
When it comes down to finding the lowest price on Michelin winter tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tires' guaranteed lowest price. And when it comes to free services, nobody gives you more free services on your Michelin winter tires than Town Fair Tire. So why look for Michelin winter tires anywhere but Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed best deals? Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
At the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan, 888-808-1019. I was talking Knicks out in the newsroom with Gallo and Loogie. Dude, did you see Loogie's tweet?
Oh, God. You know what I did?
Yesterday.
I muted him.
Did you really?
I did. I did. I say that with a smile. I do like Loogie. I can't see the dogs and dudes tweets ever. I just can't do it. I can't. After I went through every Met tweet, no biggie, we're good, Soto this, Cohen that, we're going to win. And I love his passion. I have no interest in seeing his dudes and dogs. Even though I'm a big Knicks fan with him, I had to mute him.
Even the video that he does after the game last night, cutting a wrestling promo.
Oh, I didn't see that. Probably because I muted him. He did it after I muted him.
The one from yesterday I was referencing, over 50 years without a title, over 25 years without an NBA Finals appearance. We've waited long enough. This is the year. Knicks in 26. Tommy Lugauer.
Again, I like the now. You don't think they're going to win a championship. I don't either. I think they're better than you. I think they're going to lose in the finals.
Do you think they get to the finals?
Right now, I would put money on them to get to the finals, but I would not be surprised if they lost in a tough series in 7 or 6 to the Cavs.
I'm going to bet that the Knicks aren't. And now I'd love to see it, but I would bet I would take the field versus the Knicks getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right, here's back to Louis though for a second. Now I'm going to have to unmute him to get back to him. One thing that I noticed that he does, right, and it's interesting. I'm not going to even say it's annoying. It is interesting, but it's very predictable. He writes in a way like he makes every single tweet like it's the end of the world or it's the highest level of importance. And the way he does it, like I'm looking at him now. Yeah. There's always one line. Night 1 of the Mike Brown Knicks, massive success. Next line, 11 guys on the floor. Period. Yeah. Next line, 43s. Period. Next line. Come on, dude. It's like the height of importance, and I do love the passion. I like Loogie, but I had to mute him.
One thing about the Knicks, that I think is being overblown to a ridiculous level. Is everybody really that excited about playing more bench players? Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Grow up.
Okay. Grow up.
Yeah. They played 11 guys. That's great. Who do you want on the floor down the stretch in the postseason? You don't want to see the 11 guys, do you? You want to see the best 5. So, let's not make it Tibbs didn't know what he was doing. He had nothing to work with. Look at the rosters. Now, the hope would be, I understand what the hope is going to be, that you keep these players fresher for the postseason run.
Yep.
Let's see. I don't believe it's going to. I think the way that Tibbs did it was more beneficial than this will be. Laying off the gas in the regular season and then having to turn it up another 3, 4, 5 notches in the postseason. I don't think that that's the right recipe. I think Tibbs, and especially if Tibbs had this bench to work with, I do believe you would have seen more Yabusele, Jordan Clarkson, maybe a little more Tyler Kolek in year 2. Let's not make it like Tibbs was holding Kolek back. He was a rookie a year ago. I'm sure he's improved from then till now. So Brown's going to be a little more liberal with it, no question about it. I'm always a fan of the tighter rotations. I just don't think the Knicks had much to work with, specifically last year with Tibbs and being hurt the entire year.
They definitely had a weak bench here. But I don't have the faith that Tibbs would have been so open to Now, I don't need to see 11 guys, to your point, but I still think Tom Thibodeau would have had a restriction, which I think does do, I almost said damage because I got Lou Gower's tweet, but can do some damage to the health of some of the players. And I'm not throwing it all at his doorstep. Guys get banged up on. It's not all his fault. But I'll give you an example. What I think is going to happen this year, right? So last night's a good example. OG played the most minutes. You know why? Because he was playing the best. He had 24 points, 14 rebounds. Now, he didn't have the best plus-minus. That was actually Deuce, who was phenomenal. I think you'll see Mike Brown ride the guy. He also took the second most shots, 17 to 18 to Brunson. So OG was really in the flow, and he did a lot. And I think that was Mike Brown basically telling us what he's going to do the rest of the way. When somebody's piping hot, when somebody's the lead dog that night, I'll push him towards 40 minutes. And when he's not, I'll keep him more in the vicinity of 32, 34, 33, which I happen to believe is a better philosophy. But if, I mean, we could exchange philosophies all day. If Brunson doesn't make shots, in May and June, and Cat is whatever,
well, forget that.
That's going to determine the championship. We all know it.
Fair enough, but I think the question now is, which style do you think is better suited to have them better set up for the postseason? Obviously, the results may vary, and Cat, forget injury aside, Cat may not have it one night, Brunson may not have it one night, whatever it may be.
Yep.
Last year, go back to game one, right, with the Pacers, the Knicks coughed up inexplicably.
Oh, yeah.
Worse than even the Denver loss with the Giants on Sunday. That's how bad that was. Changed the entire complexion of the series. If that doesn't happen, maybe the Knicks win. Maybe the Knicks are in the finals last year. Maybe Tibbs is still here in year two. So the results may vary, but in theory, my philosophy would be I'd rather just play the best guys. Now, injuries happen. You have to go to another spot on the bench. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, expand it. If you have a deeper bench, you use it. But I think that the idea of having fewer minutes for your star players is counterproductive to having success long term. That's just my belief.
I got you. Yeah, I don't look at it that way. Listen, I think now if this was a different roster, then I think maybe you can make the case that Tom Thibodeau would have been a better fit. But this is an offensive roster. Of course, OG and Bridges can defend the wings, but we've talked a million times that Brunson is a very deficient defender. Same with Karl Anthony Towns. Kolek is not going to be a good defender. Clarkson's bringing nothing defensively. He's a chucker, and you need guys like that to fill it up off the bench. I say all that because I think Mike Brown has a chance to get more out of this team by pushing the gas in an offensive direction with a roster that is more built for offense rather than Tom Thibodeau, who is trying to get a little bit of both, maybe taking away from the offense and admittedly making the defense better than I think it will be with Mike Brown. I'm going to certainly grant you that. But I think that the ceiling elevates when this team, when their identity becomes somebody that you can't stop offensively, and I think Mike Brown gives them a good chance to do that.
I mean, Brunson played 34 minutes last night. Anunoby, 38 minutes last night. Towns, who was banged up, played 31 minutes last night. Bridges, who was the minutes master a year ago, he played 33 minutes last night. I'm with you on the offensive stuff. I still haven't seen it, though. Like, I didn't look at that and say, wow, this is a different offense. And he even admitted it. It was going to be a learning curve, maybe a lack of structure early on. Well, okay, so then what, the first half of the season? At what point, because we were doing this last year, evaluating the new look Knicks with Karl Anthony Towns and all the new pieces that they had, Bridges as well last year. So now it's the same pieces, but a new head coach, and they still got to learn and gel and whatever in the regular season. Like, I don't think that that's a recipe for success.
Well, I mean, listen, I think that the important thing here is that the things that Tom Thibodeau did really well, you hope that they're not completely abandoned, right? And that obviously is more from a defensive point of view. Now, the Knicks just didn't shoot the ball well last night. They were, 14 for 40? That's not horrible from downtown. League average right around 37%. So what they shot last night's 35.
Well, the two best guys were bad. Brunson and Towns, a combined 2 for 13.
Yeah, you're right. Brunson was 1 for 9, so he really was the main culprit there. And overall, the Knicks shot 43%, which stinks. So that's going to be a bit of an outlier there. But the two things that they did very well, and one of them was a Tom Thibodeau principle, they were plus 11 on the backboard without Mitch. Mm-hmm. And, all right, Allen's thin, and Mobley's a perimeter big as well. But they had 11 more rebounds, and they really got him in the free throw disparity. Knicks took 36 free throws, double the Cavs' 18. So Knicks were missing guys, and I said to Sal earlier, the guys that the Cavaliers are missing, I think, are more impactful for the Cavs than the Knicks players that were missing are for the Knicks. But I think these are clearly the two best teams in the East. We're just starting the race, and I think it's going to be a fun journey. I do.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019. Actually, we have to power up with the NFL Power Rankings ahead of Week 8, so we'll do that and then get back to your calls. Stop dealing with your neck pain, backache, sciatica, and go to Dr. Jay Shaw at Samuel Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back to feeling yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same-day and next-day appointments. They are available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, and Inglewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit SamwellPain.com. This Odyssey Sports Minute brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. Look out for pedestrians. Safety is a shared responsibility.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The Dodgers entered the 2025 season as historic favorites, and they still are. Now they're 4 wins away from either confirming their dominance or writing one of baseball's biggest letdowns. They're overwhelming favorites against the Blue Jays at -210. Anything short of a title now would be a collapse. They've been wire-to-wire favorites for 2 straight years, a feat last matched by the late 90s Yankees. Lose now, and all the star power, payroll, and hype turn into a disappointment. I'm Maggie Gray.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Kick off the new season in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Looking for an SUV with extra space and style? You'll find an impressive lineup of GLC, GLE, and GLS models in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Or take advantage of their exclusive loaner-to-owner program. Buy or lease a 2025 X-Loaner and enjoy the experience of a like-new Mercedes-Benz. Don't wait. Upgrade your drive this fall at Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Gio to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/GIO for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook, also the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Athletes know performance starts in the gut. At Terra Origin, we fuse ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with modern science to fuel recovery, resilience, and real results. Our most popular gut health formulas are packed with probiotics, prebiotics, and time-tested herbs, supporting digestion, immunity, and endurance from the inside out. Because your gut powers more than your workout. It powers you. Terra Origin. Ancient roots, athletic results. Shop now at terraorigin.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Now it's time to power up with BT and Sal.
All right, BT, a little power up as we do our power rankings every Thursday with the NFL at 12:40. And for me, I feel like for the first time this year, as we go into Week 8, starting tonight with the Vikings and the Chargers, I feel like it's taken me 7 weeks, but I feel like I figured out now the top 5, who I think definitively. It's been tough to get there throughout the course of the year for different reasons. At least I would say I feel very comfortable about my top 3. Curious to see what you have, and I do have a totally different list than what I had a week ago, and really at any point this year.
I've got, let's see, that's probably 1, 2, 3 of the same teams, pretty high up. I've got one variable that I that I was thinking about putting in last week. So I've got some changes, and I think one team that I definitely believe in more than you, that's in my top 5. Want me to get going number 5 here?
Yeah, I would say just on that, I think I have 2 new teams and a totally different order with all 5.
All right, this should be interesting. Number 5 for me, I've got the Rams. Do you have them too, the way you're looking at me?
Same thing.
You do?
Number 5, yeah.
I mean, the Rams, all right, you don't want to react too much to the record, but the record's good, obviously, 5-2. And, you know, wacky things happen in London, logistical issues, weird travel schedule. And Jaguars aren't great. They punked them there. But they've got 2 really good running backs. They've got a really good head coach. And, you know, Matthew Stafford, I did not realize the number was this high. He is on pace right now. When you project out based on where he is now and the end of the year, if he's healthy, he's on pace for 41 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Like, talk about Baker's the MVP on the periphery.
That's an MVP type season.
Matthew Stafford's working his way into the equation. I got the Rams at number 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's not just off of that performance. It's the record. It's their consistent performance, even without Puka Nacua, still Devontae Adams doing the job. Sean McVay is one of the top coaches in the league. Nobody's going to question that. They have a very good defense and a very good offense, and at least been consistently. And if you look at the landscape of the NFC West, I think there are parts of the Niners that are very appealing. I think there are parts of the Seahawks that are very, very appealing. I think the Rams are the best combination of both. Keep in mind, one of their 2 losses was to the Eagles on the road in Philadelphia in a game that they really shouldn't have lost that game. It was a fortunate break there with Philadelphia scoring a late touchdown that prevented the Rams from winning that game. So now, again, I'm not going to make excuses for their losses, but I'm with you, BT. I didn't have them on my top 5 all year long. I think they're better than the Bucs. I put them in front of them. I think they're better than the Packers. Put them in front of them. I even think they're better than the Eagles, so I have the Rams at number 5.
Okay, speaking of the Eagles, I'm going to put them here at number 4. Now, that's one of the ones that I got right, and I haven't been right too much picking these games on Fridays. By the way, my big football Friday tomorrow, the perfect parlay. We'll hopefully nail some for you. Half had a 4-teamer. Sal's been playing well and getting you guys some wins. I've got the Eagles, and I did think that they would bounce back against the Vikings in Minnesota. They did. You know, they didn't squash them, but you don't have to squash. I'm not looking for style points. I'm looking for a stabilizing win. and I think that was it. Now, very quietly, I know that the circumstances changed. Like when they played Kansas City early, who they beat by 3 points, Philly. Kansas City wasn't whole yet, understood. But there is when we look at the start of the Eagles schedule, and we were kind of like, they don't look that good. Dallas, Kansas City, the Rams, and the Bucs. Those are very probably at least 3, possibly 4 playoff teams, and they beat them all. And then, all right, they lost to Denver. Denver's got a really good defense. And then the Giants, and that was, the coming out party for Dart even more so. And then they stabilized it. So I needed to see an Eagles win, and Saquon still has done nothing. Eventually he will. I've got the Eagles at 4.
I just don't think it's their year, and I'm not a believer in the Eagles. I have them off my list again. I've been consistent with that. Now, I mean, maybe they turn the corner against Minnesota. We'll see Sunday. I think there's a legit chance they could lose to the Giants. Right now, my gut still would be Philadelphia not going to get swept, but I'm not sold on the Eagles as much as you are. And if they are, it's going to be hard for me to get them into the top 5 because I have another new team on. Number 4 for me is the Colts. I don't know how you could leave the Colts off anymore. It's not that I've been trying to leave them off purposely. It's just that I'm not a believer in them necessarily, whether it's the head coach, whether it's the quarterback, just overall. But they have dominated the first 7 weeks of the NFL. Dominated. 6-1 is dominant. Plus 92 point differential. Dominant. Jonathan Taylor running the football all over the place. Dominant. Defense has been good. Daniel Jones has been dominant. So even though the Colts may be a little bit of an unknown, nobody trusting their coach, there's not the pedigree there. You can question the schedule. And by the way, the only team they lost to so far has been the Rams, in fact, on the road. You can question their schedule, the tough opponents. I mean, they beat Denver in a tight game. I think they still should have lost that game, but nonetheless, they beat them. Beat the Chargers with relative ease on the road. You'd be a fool at this point, BT, to ignore the success the Colts have had. I have them at number 4.
I'm not going to ignore them. I'm with you. I got them a little bit higher. I got them number 3 here. The Colts are 6-1. You're 6-1. You're 6-1, man. I don't know what to tell you if you don't think that the Colts have been playing really good football. Now, Daniel Jones, and that's part of the reason why I think we were so reluctant to say, oh, yeah, the Colts are really good, because we've had conversations about Daniel forever, so there's a little reluctance to trust him fully. He's completing 71% of his passes, and I know that they're not a ton of downfield throws. It's like a lower risk throws, so that contributes to the high number. But to me, doing a little digging, he's only been sacked 6 times. That's less than 1 a game, which is amazing. And, Brock Bowers a year ago just burst on the scene as a tight end. We got to start. I mean, we have talked about him a little bit, but Ty Warren, who was a first-round pick out of Penn State, a tight end, Ty Warren right now is on pace for over 100 receptions. He's got almost 500 yards already. So you think about Jonathan Taylor, for good reason. He's a beast of a running back, but he's got some other weapons. I got the Colts at 3.
All right, and then my 3rd is a team that you don't have in your top 5. It's been my team all year long. I knocked them down a peg even with the win against the Giants. I got the Broncos at number 3. Actually, last week I might have them at number 1. I have them at number 3 this week, and I think that that's the right spot for them. I still believe they have the best defense in the NFL, and that to me should be a credit to the Giants. It was impressive what the Giants did against that defense on the road. So even with the loss, the Giants did impressive things. I still believe Denver's the best the best defense in the league, and I still believe they're going to win that division in the AFC West. They have that game lead right now on Kansas City. They're 5-2. You get the Chargers and Chiefs right there at 4-3. I couldn't put him number 1. Certainly couldn't put him number 2 at this particular point. But I do think the Broncos are the 3rd best team in the NFL. Championship head coach, weapons all over the field, a quarterback who has shown the ability to come back late in these games multiple times this year, and their defense, the best defense in the NFL. There's too much there to ignore for me with the Denver Broncos, not to mention the record to back it up, point differential, whatever. I think Denver right now number 3 in the NFL.
It's funny. Like, we have eyes. We watch the games, and you feel so differently about that team. Now, they just played the Jets and the Giants, so to me, maybe I'm being a little bit more impacted by the fact that if the Jets could have completed a pass or had a better coaching set, whatever.
Sound like the owner now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. It's the ratings, Sal. They could have won a game there, and of course the Giants, even though they came back and won, they were getting punked for most of the game, down 13-zip, 19-zip. We all know what happened. So I know Denver's good. I don't like them nearly as much as you, but I know we both love the Lions. They're number 2 for me. So Detroit's 5-2. And remember, we penalized them, at least I did for sure, maybe even more than you, for that opening week loss the opening loss against the Packers. They lost in Green Bay 27-13. And they recovered. They kind of smacked around the Bucs to, maybe extinguish any doubt. Like, is Detroit really good? Well, everybody was pumping up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and rightfully so. And Denver beat them fairly handily. But even the loss before that, when Kansas City's getting healthy in Arrowhead, maybe the toughest venue in all the NFL, they have lost to 2 really good teams. One team which I think is going to win the Super Bowl, Kansas City. So I'm not here to penalize them very much. Detroit's, they've got experience from a year ago. They're very good. I got the Lions number 2.
Yeah, I never held that opening week loss against the Packers really against them. Maybe the initial week, but then after that, I started to think this is the best team in the NFL, and I was consistent with that. And then they got beat by the Chiefs. Couldn't be the best team in the NFL to me any longer. I think they are the second best team in the NFL, and I'm not so sure that if they play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl that the Lions wouldn't come out on top. So I'm with you. I have them at number 2, and it just shows you, BT, like to the point where this is probably the most together we've been on the Power Up heading into Week 8 now, where we have one different team. And we're maybe a spot away. We're equal with the Rams at 5. I have the Colts at 3. I have the Colts at 4. You have them at 3. You have the Eagles on. I have the Broncos instead. But our top 2 teams are in all likelihood the same, so I have the Lions at number 2.
Okay, I think the biggest discrepancy, or at least faith, is that I don't believe in Denver as much as or I believe, as you do, and you don't believe in the Eagles as much as I still do. Now, let's just take this to a tier lower if you had to. Like, what team were you most considering that didn't make you top 5? Who else was lingering?
Honestly, this week was easier than most.
Me too.
The Eagles would probably be on there. The Patriots would have to be on there. I'm not there with the Packers yet. I think the next group, even the Bucs, like who do I really? I think the Bucs. I think the Niners, Seahawks, Eagles. To me, Patriots.
Bills have taken a dent.
Yeah, Bills have. Yeah, I think all those teams are on that next tier of teams that you can pick and choose.
What about Seattle?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear you say. Okay,
Seattle will be one of those teams. Like all those teams are in that next layer.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little separation. Now, I had the Pats in last week, and they won, so I don't know why I penalized them. That's more of a reaction to the Rams.
Yep.
But I mean, the Patriots are 5-2, and I could have very easily kept them at number 5, which is where I had them a year ago. All right, where they wind up, I'm not sure. They could win the East. We've talked about this with Costos. They've got some easy games coming up. They got to play the Jets twice. They play the Browns coming up. We'll see where the Giants are when they play them Monday night, December 1st. Miami, they got to play again. They're going to win a lot of games, the Pats.
Oh, so obviously, number 1, you have the Chiefs.
I didn't even say that. Yes, thank you for
we both
the lead. Yes,
we both
Kansas
have the Chiefs. And I had them, I think, last week at 5 going up to 1 just because it's at a point now, and it's not just the dominant win over the Raiders. It's in your gut. Who do you really believe is better than them in the NFL right now?
I think the Chiefs are the best team in football. Getting healthy at the right time, but I think they're going to start dominating people. Actually,
I'm not like I think the Broncos are going to beat them this year. I still am holding out hope and belief that the Broncos are going to win the division. I just think right now, hard to argue against the Chiefs being the best team in the NFL, where I could have made a case for the Lions prior, but they beat the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't sit here and say that I think the Lions are better when they got beat by the Chiefs head-to-head.
I get that. Head-to-head matters. I mean, listen, the thing about Denver, and I want to lean into them because I know that there's a lot to like there. I'm reluctant to do it, but I feel like maybe Denver peaked a little bit too. Maybe. It's an early read. Maybe Denver peaked too early, and I kind of like that it seems like now, just about mid-season, Kansas City seemingly is peaking.
BT and Sal on the Fan will come back. Get back to your calls here on the NBA, 888-808-1019.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Jackson Dart got hurt and went into the concussion tent. You throw Russell Wilson out there for 2 plays, and you lose your mind on a quarterback.
The stadium lost their mind. I was there. People immediately started booing, and I had eyes on him, and you could tell he was like, I got to get this kid back in here.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We just did the Power Up segment, BT, and I totally forgot. We mentioned the 5 teams, but I have to remind you. Power Up brought to you by Princeton Longevity Center. Experience the power of personalized medicine.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $227 a month and $2,004 due at delivery, lease a brand new Equinox 4D Wagon LT with 2-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, The Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
My man, Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, and sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Samwell Pain for all their aches and pains. Visit samwellpain.com.
Hey guys, if you're ready to pop the big question, discover why 5 generations have purchased their diamonds from H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Since 1910, the Gross family has been the place Long Island gets engaged, and where you'll find all the latest styles and rings and a huge selection of GIA-certified diamonds. Save yourself all the hassle and come to H.L. Gross, where you'll get the guaranteed best price, as well as the best education and guidance in picking out the perfect ring. H.L. Gross Jewelers, Long Island's premier bridal ring store at 840 Franklin Avenue in Garden City, or at hlgross.com.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1:04. I'm Andrew Bogish. This Sports Flash is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. And by Dr. Jay Shaw at Samwell Pain Management. Visit SamwellPain.com. The NBA has placed Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier on leave since the Blazers head coach and Heat guard were arrested overnight as part of a large federal probe into illegal gambling. There are two separate indictments in play involving roughly 30 people. Billups is accused of helping run rigged poker games. This was U.S. Attorney Joseph Nocella Jr. this morning.
These defendants, which include former professional athletes, used high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. The games in the New York area were backed by the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese crime families of La Cosa Nostra.
Rozier is part of the other indictment, accused of playing poorly and removing himself from a game early so others could win money on certain prop bets. Billups will appear in federal court in Portland, Rozier in the Orlando area, both later today. And Brian Burns, Paulson Adebo, and Javon Holland all returning to Giants practice today. Fan weather sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. It's 57 degrees, mostly sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Football Giants. Much more on them tomorrow as we look ahead to their Week 8 matchup with the Eagles, trying to keep their season alive here. I know that it's mostly about Jackson Dart and developing him and seeing what Brian Dable's going to do here, especially after recovering from that loss. By the way, did you see Scadaboo at the Knicks game last night?
I did.
He wasn't alone. It was Scadaboo, and then he had Judgy there.
Judge was there. Of course, Carmelo was there. Schlittler was there. Yeah, I mean, it was hopping. Did you see
Devin Williams? I think was there as well.
Devin was there before he leaves. He's going to get some. He's got to take in some of the sights of the city. I don't think Devin will be back. Who knows? Did you see the picture on the back of Newsday?
I did not.
With Scadaboo?
Oh, yeah, where he was. Yeah, I did see that. I forget who was dunking.
OG was dunking, and Cam is like flexing right behind. And it's just a full shot. This guy's the best. I love Scadaboo.
I asked somebody who was in the building who had the louder ovation. I knew what I thought was going to be the answer.
Was it Scadaboo?
Yeah.
Over Judge?
Yeah. I mean, or over the Yankees. I guess they showed the Yankees together. I'm not 100% sure about that part of it. But, dude, Scadaboo's become a cult hero here in New York.
It's also like the new girl. You know what I mean? A little extra attention as opposed to the one you've been married to for, I don't mean us, but like, in general.
Any issue with Judge showing face? What he should be
showing face? What?
He should be in the World Series. He's sitting there courtside.
You want to lock himself at his mansion because he only hit 490?
I mean, I don't know.
Come on, do I have an issue with you? No.
Some people got beat so bad they want to leave the country. I mean, and Aaron Judge,
No, man. I don't know if I love sitting next to Melo. That's not going to get you a championship anytime soon.
Beat the Ital on the field. Let's get back to some of the calls here. Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Back to the NBA scandal. Al is calling from Keyport. What's up, Al?
Sal and Brandon, thank you for the call. I got a out of his mouth into my ears. I used to work at a golf course, and the guy from the NBA who critiques all the refs used to come up there and play, and the guy was a pretty good golfer, actually, and he wasn't really young. But anyway, I asked him, what's the deal like when so-and-so, the superstar, and the other guy's there, and they foul the guy, and they're trying to get the guy fouled out? They definitely call it on the other guy. He told me that. They do it on purpose. Just so you know, you got a definitive thing that's, I was told not to mention any names. So,
question though, Al. Hold on. I have a quick one for you though, Al. So I believe that. Okay, but to me that's not true. I believe it. No, and I said something very similar a couple hours ago. So I take it as gospel here. I do, but I don't think it's necessarily trying to cheat as much as it is giving these stars the biggest chance to shine for the league.
No, but what about you trying to beat the guy in the playoffs and you're trying to foul the guy out and they won't foul him out? I mean, and there's betting on that and every other thing. Yeah, it's right out of the guy's mouth into my ears. No kidding around.
All right. I believe you.
Nothing big, you know what I mean? It's happened probably a million times.
I mean, look, we could take you for your word, Alan. I don't think you're lying, and thank you for the call. I don't know, dude. I guess at this point, I wouldn't be surprised by anything, and I mean anything, whether it's people using PEDs, whether it's people getting nabbed with gambling. I mean, there is a thought, too, that you could just say, well, why not make it legal for players to gamble, and maybe you prevent the shaving stuff. Like, I personally wouldn't have a problem with player X betting on himself or his team. Matter of fact, it might kick them in the ass a little bit. I'd like to see more of a competition. I'd like to see players go harder and try to win, whatever may motivate them. Like, and I know it's a whole different conversation and probably an unrealistic one, but I don't think that in itself is the problem. What I have an issue with is compromising the integrity of the sporting events. That's my issue. So if a ref is shaving points, if an ump is making a bad call, if a player is shaving points, that's compromising the integrity of a game. It's just not the bet itself.
Okay, I fundamentally agree. So to an extent, though, I'm going to tell you where I push back. So let's say that...
Meaning like Calvin Ridley was different.
Yes, I'm with you.
You got to use common sense and say there's no place for it because it could lead to point shaving or whatever.
Yep. So let's say that there was a new mandate. NBA. Let's just stick with the NBA for today.
Yeah.
NBA players are allowed to bet on themselves. They can bet on the outcome of their team winning, which to your point would probably increase effort, and they can bet on themselves for props. Well, I still think I think that's probably worse because there's two aspects to the prop. There's the over. And then there's the under. And if you're...
Well, the props are a different story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you have to take that out.
You got to get rid of to me, the props might be the biggest issue. But I think it's also naive to think that everything was squeaky clean before props because, as we know, it hasn't been.
Well, that's kind of my point. Like, my biggest issue with this whole thing is compromising the integrity of the sport and compromising the true competition. Because ultimately, that's why we watch. We like competition. It's why we love Michael Jordan. You and I specifically would rather have MJ than LeBron. Well, why is that? Because not only you could talk about talent, I think LeBron is physically much more gifted than Michael Jordan was. But I've never in my life seen a greater competitor than Michael Jordan, and that has been proven even off the court.
Tiger's up there. It's a short list.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the great competitors.
Derek was very competitive.
I was going to say, you want to throw in Jeter? That was the next words out of my mouth. So, yeah, like, that's what you love. And by the way, it doesn't have to be at that level. One of the reasons why I love the 90s Knicks, those guys, they weren't playing for money. Like, I know they got paid a lot of money relative to what was in the 90s. John Starks was as competitive and fiery an individual as I've ever laid eyes on, which is why I fell in love with him. Heart. He did it with his heart. That's what it was about. He wanted to beat Reggie or Michael. Didn't care about anything else. Not statistics, not numbers, not paychecks. He wanted to win. Those 90s Knicks wanted to win, and they played that way by laying it all out on the line. So it's always, for me, going to be about the true competition. It's why I hate what a lot of the NBA has become, or sports in general. Maintenance days, rest days, starting pitchers. You're compromising the integrity of the sport when you take out a starting pitcher who's got no hits through 5 innings because you're worried about his arm. A true competitor would say, I'm pitching here. I'm trying to win a game. I'm trying to throw a no-hitter. It's about competition. You know what I mean? I know that it's a very delicate balance in today's day and age, but when you start compromising the integrity of the sport and the competition, that's where I have an issue. And when you have scandals like this, it is questioning the integrity of the sport.
And the one fallacy here, and we've hit a couple of things throughout the day here, so I don't want to be overly repetitive, but it's not about the amount of money that these guys make. I think that there's too many of you out there who think, well, these guys are making so much money, they're beyond reproach. I think that you're minimizing the stranglehold that a disease has on you. I think that you are also omitting that sometimes you can make kind of one mistake. You really are well-intentioned. You mess up once, and then some bad people have their hooks in you, and you're cooked. And by the way, all right, I'm looking at the Knicks payroll from the 94 season.
Yeah.
The big fella, $4.4 million, all right? Charles Smith, second highest paid on the team. That's odd. 2.8. Everybody's making 2. Doc Rivers making 1.4. Starks making 1.3. You got 7 guys making under $1 million.
What year was that?
94. The champion.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's 30 years ago.
Still.
But I mean, that's, $1 million. That's nothing compared to what they make now.
Charlie Ward, who played a lot and was an important point guard, was making $550,000 that season.
Yeah. And
you got guys making more NIL now.
I love Charlie Ward. Yeah.
Were you a big Ward fan?
Well, I mean, I love Derek Harper, but I thought Charlie Ward was a terrific point guard.
He was. And I respected his tenacity. He was tough, man.
Yeah, right.
Whole P.J. Brown fight. He played like a football player, and he probably shot better than I gave him credit for. But, you talking mid-'90s, you're talking Stockton and then, Gary Payton.
I know.
So I was always measuring against some of the top.
Charlie Ward. Yeah, I love Charlie Ward, Chris Childs, Derek Harper. Those guys were gamers, dude. I love those guys. So I'm like, I didn't expect Charlie Ward to be John Stockton, but he was good.
I know, but I wanted him to be.
Yeah, wow. I mean, come on.
Do you know the what is it, intonation or whatever of all the different players that were as they said it on the PA system? We know it was Patrick Ewing.
Mm-hmm.
We know it was John Starks.
Mm-hmm.
We just did one with Charlie Ward, Derek Harper. We did.
Mm-hmm.
What was Charles Oakley?
Charles Oakley.
Yeah, it was like fast.
Yeah.
Co-captain, right? From Virginia Union, 6'9", co-captain, Charles Oakley. It was a quick one.
Yeah, one of my favorites is Herb Williams. Herb Williams. I
don't remember that one. He didn't really start.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like when he scored a bucket?
He scored a bucket, yeah.
He didn't
exactly.
score many of those either. But no, Herb was
garbage time.
Herb was an outstanding, I think I told you this once, outstanding college player and a really good player for the Pacers. Like, he averaged like 17 and 9 before he started bouncing around at the end of the Knicks bench. Herb could play.
Can I just say something quick? Because I did see it before and you just reminded me.
Yes.
Now, the idea, and I know we touched on it a little bit, the idea that everybody, because you're making me think about it with Herb Williams and the bench and all that stuff, the idea that there are Knicks fans out there and there's a thought process of people are excited just because they played 11 guys. Like, guys, you got to come back to me here. You got to come back to me. I want to have these same people with that same energy around the Knicks and the 11 guys when it comes playoff time. First of all, they were not as deep as they are today under Tom Thibodeau. That is number one. Second of all, you want to play your best players more come postseason. So it's okay for the regular season. I understand it. I think it's being way blown out of proportion on night one because they had a rotation of 11 guys, one of whom I've never even heard of before.
Which one?
Well,
you know,
Trey Jemison the third. Who the hell?
I didn't know much about him either.
Who the hell is that? I still don't know. Like that? Hey, like Knicks fans today wake up like, hey, we did it. We got what we wanted. Tibbs is gone. We went 11 deep. Trey Jemison the third. Like, I got news for you. If you're playing 11 guys, that means the guys that you have in front of those 11 aren't good enough. And that is true as it pertains to last night because Mitchell Robinson was hurt. Mm-hmm. Josh Hart was also hurt. And Trey Jemison the third should never be in a game. You don't want to play Huck Porty extended minutes. I'm not knocking, Kolek and seeing him potentially develop, but you think Kolek and Shamet are going to be playing big minutes for this Knicks team with Yabusele, with Clarkson, with McBride off the bench, with Josh Hart? Like, I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. Like, the Knicks now have a good bench where you can have a solid rotation. You don't need to go 11 deep.
Boy, you're gonna beat this one to a bloody pulp, huh? I'm saying every time we come in and 10 guys played, and I don't think Knicks fans are going crazy over the extension of the rotation. I think what it is just more circumstantial. I mean, Josh Hart, now his days of playing 40 minutes a night are over. Like, if Tom Thibodeau was here, he'd still be a massive minutes guy. I think that his role is going to be reduced. And I think that Mitch is probably going to be more in that 25 to or 20, 22 to 28 range when he's fully right, if he's fully right. And once that happens, I don't think you get 11 players because the two guys, even though Hart's numbers will drop, and I think so will Mitch's, they're going to be big-minute guys. So the reason why we saw 11 last night is because two viable rotation pieces weren't there. So he stretched it out a little bit, and I kind of look at it, which I like, and, Tom Thibodeau would not have done that. But I look at it as like, hey, it's an April start. Do you need a Garrett Cole or McClain to throw 119 pitches in April? No, you get your 5 in, you take a shower, and you get ready for the meat of the season.
I'm trying to look up. Because remember, for me, this mentality, and by the way, I have no problem with it in game one, like you said. But this mentality that I've always had comes from watching Pat Riley coach the way that he did in the 90s, where they never had a deep bench, especially in the postseason. So I was just looking at some of the minutes, like Herb. We mentioned Herb before. Herb.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
5.7 minutes a game.
11.
Wow, Herbie.
Yeah, I know. Corey Gaines, 4 minutes a game. This was 93.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I get the right year.
Anthony Bonner's got to be on this team, right?
93, 94.
He liked Bonner for a minute. Bonner was a good defensive guy.
Bonner played 19.2 minutes a game.
Okay.
Now, what I would like to see, and I can bring this up in the playoffs, I'll flip this right here. Hubert Davis, 23 minutes. Harper, 24. Let's see. Starks, 34 minutes. Oakley, 35 minutes. The big fella, 37 minutes. That's how it should be. The three best players playing the most minutes. Now, in the playoffs, let's see. Herb, 6 minutes. So his went from 11 in the regular season, averaging 11-6. Rolando Blackman, same thing. I know, to the chagrin of some.
Yeah, maybe should have gotten some more at the
Bonner,
end.
whatever we said before, he went
19.
to 9. Okay, he went to 9 minutes.
Wow, they cut him in half?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Come playoff time. Hubert Davis.
But why don't you think Mike Brown will do this?
Basically, no, maybe they will. But that's my point is like the idea that everybody's getting excited about using 11 guys, that's great in the regular season. Tibbs didn't have that to work with. And also, push comes to shove in the postseason, it's not going to matter. And it always gets back to the crux of the problem here, the question, is it going to be beneficial to have the regulars play fewer minutes in the regular season, or do it the way that Tibbs did, have it pedal to the metal and have those guys ready for the playoffs? We have yet to find out with this group. We are going to find out, assuming that the Knicks do make the playoffs.
I want to see how many Giannis played.
They went with a rotation of 8, by the way, in 93, 94. And that's what I like. The postseason rotation should be 8. You don't need 9 guys.
Giannis only played 27 minutes. I'm trying to pick like a big name.
What, per?
No, last night. He played 27 minutes.
Okay. Anyway.
Now, they also, wow, you got him 26 shots, and he's like, I'm not going to be here long. I'm shooting every time. 26 shots in 27 minutes.
Did you watch any of the Spurs-Mavericks game at all?
I know what Wembanyama did. His 40-something and 15, he's just ridiculous.
They showed him getting dressed during the Knicks game. I was watching on ESPN, not on MSG last night.
Oh, really?
And they showed...
You cheat on MSG?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to watch ESPN with the Barkley stuff. And they showed Wembanyama getting dressed with his socks up.
Uh-huh.
Dude, his leg... Like, it's remarkable to me that somebody that is built like that is going to be able to last in the NBA. Like, his legs are... flagpoles, dude.
Yeah, like Sean Bradley. He's a different athlete than Sean Bradley for sure.
Yeah, well, he's much better. I mean, the guy can be... but I'm just saying his legs look like...
Pencils?
Yes.
Yeah, well...
It looks like...
And they say he's still growing. Did you see the report over the summer? He grew a half an inch.
I saw him.
I think he's 7'5" now.
I saw him in person walk past me at Fanatics Fest.
You did?
Yeah. And I once was standing next to Manute Bol as well. Moose and I got a picture with Manute Bol in Vegas. And that was the tallest person that I've ever seen.
Manute?
Yeah.
You know who his best friend was?
Who?
Mully.
Was he really?
Mullen and Manute Bol were great friends from their Warrior days. Remember, Manute actually used to shoot some threes because Don Nelson was one of those innovative, with Mason run. That's why he got
fired.
fired.
Like Mike Brown, yeah.
Yeah. Like Mike Brown. So he had, I guess, it was like this ugly set shot. Manute hit some. Him and Mully ran together big. They were boys.
I did a book report once. I think it was in 9th grade on Manute Bol. In English, I don't know why. Manute Bol. All right, BT and Sal, the fan. We'll get back to the calls. 888-808-1019.
All right, let me tell you guys, Cash App is built for the city. You've got built-in security that is rock solid, Face ID, scam warnings, which is always nice, and 24/7 chat support. Because let's say, how much it drives me nuts when I call somebody and there's nobody to talk to, or I chat somebody and I feel like I'm chatting with somebody and they respond and then they're gone. That's not going to happen here. They have 24/7 chat support. Basically, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. And we all work too hard with that money and for that money to let anything slip through the cracks. So download the Cash App today. Use code WFAN. Send $5 to a friend. Do it within 14 days, and Cash App is going to drop $10 right back into your account. Terms apply, so hook your buddy up and you get $5 extra or double it. Services platform, it's not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit card issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
Regular season battles in football. Off-season moves in baseball. The Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets all live here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Play of the day in Thursday Night Football is Chargers receiver Ladd McConkey over 55.5 receiving yards. McConkey should get plenty of chances tonight. Justin Herbert has targeted him 24 times over the last 2 games. McConkey has also gone over this number in back-to-back games, and the Vikings secondary just gave up 183 receiving yards to Devonta Smith. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Geo to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/GIO for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook, also the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Move and be moved in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice from those who expect more from their drive. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Rock and roll will never die, and neither will the low prices. It's the Rocktober savings event at Nielsen Dodge. We've turned up the volume on Rocktober savings on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4, just $199 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Altitude X 4x4, just $224 a month.
We're rocking out the deals with 0 down payment available. $1,500 overbook value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, online at NielsenDodge.com, a proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So for head-banging deals that are music to your ears, at Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, Duke sign, Cherokee 5794, Cherokee L 5819, ag tax type 498 doc and DMV.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. How long have I been talking about the Chef IQ Sense wireless thermometer? You know how much I love it, but check out what one of our listeners says. It's phenomenal. You want to make a brisket, you look at your phone, and your mouth starts watering when you've got 20 minutes left. Phenomenal. The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat. Whether cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill, the app alerts you when everything's done. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now at chefiq.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
JT, it's out back on the Fan. So just a couple of notes here. I was reading during the course of the break here to update everybody on the NBA stuff that's going on. I saw Shams put this out before. So an NBA statement in regards to what was going on today with the arrest made with Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier. There's, quote, "We are in the process of reviewing the federal indictments announced today. Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups are being placed on immediate leave from their teams and will continue to cooperate with the relevant authorities. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and the integrity of our game remains our top priority." Okay, that's number one. That's very good.
That's from who? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
The NBA. So I believe
so basically the commission.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe so. It's just I think that was the league releasing a statement.
Got to do that.
Give me a second. I can find out exactly what Sham said. Yeah, NBA statement. That's an NBA statement there.
Okay.
The other thing that I saw, and this was from the Post, and I guess The Athletic had it first, but I saw it come up on my feed from the Post 18 minutes ago. It's saying breaking news. Details of LeBron James' injury status were sold by his pal, former Lakers coach Damon Jones. You heard that name being brought up.
Oh, I actually know Damon Jones.
You know him personally?
From Detroit. Yeah, I mean, he was a good guy.
Right, so he was a player.
He was playing back then.
He played on a bunch of different teams. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, so details of LeBron James' injury status were sold by his pal and former Lakers coach Damon Jones as part of a massive prop betting scheme. This according to court docs and law enforcement sources. Jones, an ex-Cleveland Cavs player and an unofficial assistant coach, I don't know what the hell that means, for the Lakers during the 2022-2023 season, sent a message to one of the betting ring members in February of 2023, urging him to place a large bet on the Lakers' opponent, the Bucks, because James would be out with an injury that night.
So his status was up in the air, kind of like Cat last night. We weren't sure. Went back and forth. He's playing, he's not. So Damon's like, all right, I know he's not playing, so let me get this to that guy. Throw a couple of $100,000 on the Bucks to beat the Lakers because no LeBron. And the line hasn't been impacted yet because nobody knows LeBron's not playing except me. It's like insider trading. Yeah, that never works.
And then I saw another thing, and this is a little bit political, I guess, but it just the thing that I took away from it is that this is just the beginning. Stephen A., your buddy Stephen A.
I didn't see anything from him. What did he say?
He said that Trump is coming. Meaning that he's going to be looking, I guess, to get more names and more coaches.
Okay.
So forget the political aspect of it. I know he's the president, but I'm just saying, like, as it pertains to what we do in sports and NBA, Stephen A. made it seem like this is just the beginning, and they're going to be going for, players, coaches, whatever, to expose, potential disaster here with the insider gambling, things like that.
I'd like to know if Stephen A. meant that he's coming, meaning they're halfway through other investigations and there's definitely more to come, or the president and the head of the FBI, of course, the new head of the FBI. This is now like a mandate, and this is something that they are pursuing with great vigor, but there's not necessarily anything else that they've yet uncovered. That's a little unclear to me.
Okay, let me try to read more. He said this on First Take. Speaking on First Take, Stephen A. Smith said he believes President Donald Trump is behind the arrest and that this trend is forming is very concerning. I don't know if so there's political stuff here. Let me just try to weed through the political stuff. There was a part that I saw before that said he was coming. So I don't want to get into the political aspect of it at all.
No,
it seems like that may be the case. But my whole thing was, if Stephen A., somebody who knows the NBA as well as anybody, is saying that there's more to come here, that's why I'm saying that maybe this is just the beginning. Look, I don't think anybody, the president or whoever, is going to just go pick random people.
No,
you can't. There's got to be some kind of merit to these things.
Come on,
at least
man.
In some way. So we'll find out.
Now, maybe some Trump detractors maybe think that it's a witch hunt, and he's like aggressively going after the NBA for whatever reason. Some people might think. I don't know. One thing about Stephen A. I want to actually read those quotes when we go to break here. He's pretty much down the middle, and I don't think a lot of people really know that. Like, you see him on Hannity, and you see him on The View. So Stephen is more and more, he's going to run for office someday. There's no doubt in my mind. Which office, I don't know, but he's absolutely going to run. It's not like he's married and beholden to one side. He is neither far left or far right. He's kind of a centrist for the most part. So I don't think that there's any political motivation from Steven's tweet, but I do want to read the stuff that you omitted.
Yeah, see, there's a clip of it, and then it was being transcripted or whatever on some of these sites. Anyway, the point is that this could just be the beginning of this whole scandal. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Rob is calling from New London, Connecticut. What's up, Rob?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, Rob. How are you?
Hey, Rob.
I'll tell you what, Sally boy, you made my day. You're sitting there talking about book reports on Manute Bol, and then you mentioned Don Nelson. You should have done a book report on Don Nelson and how many wives he had.
How many?
And I mean, well, I don't know. Like, I think 7.
7?
But, like, he got...
I didn't care about that. I didn't care about Don Nelson. Any what he does off the court. I hated him as a Knicks head coach. That's all I care about. I'm glad they ousted him for Jeff Van Gundy.
That's the reason why I called, but I thought that was funny anyway. He didn't have 7 wives. He had like
Nelson didn't like Starks. That was my issue. That was not only did the Knicks players respect Nelson, but Nelson had it out for my guy Starks.
So it's personal.
Oh, he made it personal.
I'm saying for you.
And guess what? His ass was out. And JVG was in.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history. All right, go ahead, Rob.
So, like, it's ironic because I live, like, one town over from Mohegan Sun, and I never go there. So it's like people who have, like, these problems, you know, I mean, I don't really see it, but, you know, I mean, I live right over. I mean, it's like I have so much access, but, you know, it's like this is not a world that the betting world is not something I'm really akin to. But when it comes to the actual players, and look, if they did it, and they're guilty. So if they in the federal government they have a 95% like conviction rate. So when they do the grand jury and then they, you know, have their, you know, court date, I mean, they're going to jail. And if they did it, I mean, they're going to jail.
I would think so.
But I'm not worried about what happens. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. I don't want to get into that. We'll let that play out. But what does this do to the season? Do you think this is an impact on the rest of the NBA season, or what do you think?
Not unless there's other guys who are doing similar stuff. Thanks for the call. No, I think that like everything. Listen, is there one thing that we haven't learned about this? No matter what the story is, it could be the most salacious or heinous story. We have become desensitized to big stories because of the 24-hour news cycle, and it's like, all right, next up on the tee box. So I'm not saying that that's right, but that's the reality of where we are as society. So we will uber fixate on this today, and then we'll move on.
Right. And the first thing that came to mind, totally different, you know, realm, but the torpedo bats. It was the biggest
a good
thing.
Call. Yeah,
it was the biggest thing. So much so, I'm like, man, this is going to be a thing all year long. Like, I thought it was that significant. You basically didn't hear a peep after that opening weekend or opening week about the torpedo bats the rest of the year.
That's funny. Yeah, Yankees came and cranked. They destroyed the Brewers.
Yeah.
Volpe went nuts. Wells went nuts. Did they get rid of the torpedo? Where are the torpedo bats? I miss them. No, I know. I've seen
it. Was a huge thing.
By the way, I meant to say this. This is a lighter note and an awesome note. So I don't know if I don't think you and I have talked about this, so I'm curious your first instinct here on the air. I was a little worried, I had a little trepidation that ESPN was going to get their fingerprints on inside the NBA and try to reroute what was going on. Well, I watched it last night. Charles, Kenny, Shaq, as goofy and as loose and as nuts as ever. And I felt like I was watching the same show.
Yeah, I would be lying to, and I know that that's the majority of people's opinion. It didn't feel the same to me. Now, I'm not saying that the show was any less than. Mm-hmm. It just felt different because it's ESPN. It is different. The show.
But did the guys feel different?
No.
So more production value and stuff?
No, I don't think the viewing experience to me was similar. I was as entertained as I've been before.
I was laughing.
But it does feel different to where it felt, maybe it's just in my mind alone, but it felt on TNT more intimate because it was the only thing on TNT. Like you're not going to TNT other than, you know, Tuesday night, Thursday night, whatever it's on Thursday night basketball.
Yeah.
You go there specifically for that. Then you have those guys doing what they're doing, and you stay there for that, and then you move on.
And you wake up in the morning and Charmed is on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You come into the studio the next day, Charmed is on. But with ESPN, it just feels now like it's...
Oh, it's interesting.
That's just how I felt. But other than that, yes, I get your main point and everybody else. The show was not impacted in a negative way whatsoever.
It's no longer the big dog on the street. Like it might be the same exact show, but now you got Stephen A, you got NFL Live. And, you know, I didn't feel that. That's an interesting way to look at it. But I tell you, right out of the chute, I'm crying. I mean, Kenny's like, Charles, stop kissing ass because Charles, you know, you need a hanky, you need a napkin, you know. they were on point. And honestly, the best part was Shaq. And I think that they were getting a little uncomfortable because he was basically dissing NBC. He's like, last night was the preseason. He's like, this is the real start. And everyone's like, all right, take it easy, big guy. You know, so I thought they were rolling midseason. It looked really good.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll finish up on the phones when we come back. Ford, you have the.
I got him, man.
Yeah.
Now I got the read. We both have the car, which is fantastic. SUVs, big time. Cadillac, Ford distinct all-electric caddies. I've had the Escalade now for a couple of weeks. The IQ. Some drive them for performance. Others for the range. Some drive them well, so it's a good way to make an entrance. I'm driving in today, listening to Boomer and Geo, then bouncing around to some music. I'm getting a little massage. I think I'm in a spaceship. Absolutely incredible. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So whatever the reason, and there's a ton, never been a better time to say, hey, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, my favorite thing, and last year I drove the Lyric and loved it. This year I have the Optic. My favorite thing is all the incredible safety features. I know that's a thing now that a lot of cars have. This, to me, has it to another extreme. So it's a comfortable drive. It's a luxury drive. Obviously great with the mileage being all electric, so you just charge it up and boom, you're ready to go. But the safety features are incredible, so I've enjoyed taking the Optic to work this week. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles consists of the Escalade IQ, that's what you have, BT, the Vistic, the Optic, and the Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants. This Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. If the NBA was worried about LeBron James eventually retiring, we might already have an heir apparent for face of the league. Victor Wembanyama was great his first 2 years. He took it to a new level last night. Wembanyama totaled 40 points, 15 boards, and 3 blocks in a win over Dallas. He's stronger, more confident, and the best player on the court. Yeah, it's one game, but it feels like it's going to be Wemby's league sooner than we thought. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning, and you too can be so much more.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Sitting in the driver's seat of the Nissan Kicks is like the best seat in the house. You're in the action. And with the Nissan Kicks all-wheel drive, you can go find the best views. And with the 10-speaker Bose Personal Plus audio system, you can hear everything. Your new wheels await. Reimagine your ride with the reimagined Nissan Kicks. Now get the 2025 Nissan Kicks starting at just $21,830. Shop your local Nissan store or nissanusa.com. Starting MSRP at $21,830 for base model. All prices are manufacturer suggested retail price. MSRP. MSRP excludes up to $1,495 destination and handling charges, tax, title, and license. Dealer sets actual price.
Hey, so for the past few weeks, I've been telling everyone about my new favorite water. That would be Elevate. As you all know, I'm drinking it and feeling amazing. The hydrogen-infused super water is proven to lower inflammation in the body, and it's backed by science. And best of all, it tastes amazing. Elevate is all about transforming lives, so here's what they're offering you today. Go to drinkelevate.com, put in my code word BOOMER100, and get 100% off of your first case of super water. Order now. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing,
T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Sunday no longer a fun day? We've got specialists for that. Walking the dog, unleash, knee pain? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
All right, BT, today's call of the day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling. They are New Jersey's heating experts.
We're announcing today indictments in 2 major cases. I would like to talk about United States versus Ernest, the NBA basketball gambling case. The defendants in this case are Eric Ernest, Marvez Farley, Shane Hennon, De Niro Laster, Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach, and Terry Rozier, a current NBA player. The indictment details specific examples where the defendants profited from illegal gambling and illegal betting on various NBA games about the performance of players on, among other things, the Charlotte Hornets, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Toronto Rangers. But my message to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this. Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
Oh my God! Any more cliches? More cliches for us, there, Attorney General. What is he? He's the U.S. Attorney? Is he the Attorney General?
I don't know. I think that was like
U.S.
AI.
Attorney. Oh, I mean, that was
Talk about crawling to the finish line. I mean, you know, pretty strong throughout. Then you drop that.
Yeah, how long did it take you to come up with those? I mean, come on, dude, that's brutal.
That's bad.
And leave the Rangers out of this. We get enough problems here with the Rangers. The Raptors, will you? So when they were writing those corny ass cliches, could somebody not inform him that there is no such thing as the Toronto Rangers?
That's the irony of it. He's coming across all tough, and by the way, no, they are. I mean, they do. I'm not trying to tempt the FBI. They are legitimately, you know, they're going to handle business, but I mean, you got to nail that if you're going to talk like that.
Clearly, that guy's never gambled a day in his life.
Right, and by the way, you bring up a good point off. Like, I don't think gambling is the problem
It's
here.
not.
I think fixing sports and the integrity of the sport coming into question, that's the problem.
It's not the problem. So one of our callers before mentioned Mohegan Sun, right? And
Yeah.
Foxwoods. He's up there in Connecticut.
yes.
Have you ever been up there, by the way?
I have. Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And one of my good buddies who I went to college with, his mom has since passed, but she would go a lot with his dad, who's still alive, thankfully. And they would go and, get a little meal and maybe watch a little show and sit down and bang out the slots for an hour, win $20, win 100, lose 100, win 100, whatever. It was insignificant, but most people, the majority of people who frequent the casinos, they are just going to have a good time. It's a diversion. Now, there's a smaller percentage, whether it's in a private room, a high-stakes room, where the amount of money is obscene, and there's an even smaller percentage of people who are trying to cut corners and do things illegally. But I agree. Let's not hijack the story. This is not about saying gambling is bad, gambling is wrong. You've got to have restraint, and you've got to have checkpoints, but it's when you can't control yourself and you get hung up in illegal stuff. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the integrity of, for me, the integrity of the sport being compromised. That's what I care about. Like, I know gambling can be dangerous, and I've seen it affect many people. Same thing as drugs and things like that are still out there and still legal. Gambling is legal. So I was doing it when it was illegal at a low level, but it is legal now. What should not happen is having the sports that we watch being compromised and the competition and the integrity of the competition being questioned. That's, to me, the biggest issue for what we do, for our purposes.
Yes. Now, the only concern on that is it seems amplified now because there was a press conference and there's online gambling everywhere. Who knows what... You could take your favorite game. I remember there was video the other day, and you and I were talking about this, and I think I reposted it, where the Mets and the Astros had that wild series in '86, and Keith hit the triple and all the things that happened. Mookie, the base hit over Billy Doran's head at second base. Who the hell knows if something crooked happened there? Or in Bucky Dent's game, the home run. I'm just saying you don't know.
Well, we do
Muhammad Ali, one of these great boxing matches, Duran, Hagler, Hearns. I don't know. Nobody knows.
We do know something crooked happened with Jeffrey Mayer in '96. By the way, that came up the other day with Todd Zeal, who was on the Orioles. We were talking about this.
You know who the right fielder was, right? Do you remember?
Yeah, Tony Tarasco.
There you go.
Now, I don't know who the ump was, but Todd was...
Dinkinger?
Todd was saying... Maybe, you might be right. Dirkinger? Larry
I thought it was Don Dinkinger.
Oh, okay,
but I could be wrong.
Maybe you're right. I'm getting mixed up with Larry Dirker, former pitcher. Anyway,
I remember him too.
Todd was saying, because he played third base for the Orioles at the time.
He did.
He was saying the next day, whoever that ump was that made that horrific call in right field was signing autographs.
No way.
Up the third base line.
Really?
Yes, dude. Imagine that happening now.
That's just a bad call without replay. That's not being on the tape.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's on the tape. No, I'm just, we're joking around a little bit. But the reality is he made a horrible call that would have been overturned by replay.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy, the ump, became famous for that. Yankee fans loved him for making that call. He's signing autographs the next day.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
That's obviously horrendous optics, clearly. See, I've been concerned that, and the Yankees still spend a ton of money, they don't spend or they don't do what they used to do, and it's not just in terms of getting every free agent. They're not even planting people in the stands anymore, like Jeffrey Mayer.
Well, they had those two guys in the World Series last year, right? They got kicked out.
They tried to grab Mookie Betts' glove there. Jeffrey Mayer played college ball. He went on to be a college baseball, like D2 or D3. He's a pretty good hitter.
The guy ended the Orioles' chances of having any kind of success.
Sorry, Todd.
He started the Yankees dynasty.
Todd's had some rough luck between Jeffrey Mayer and Timo Perez.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. BT and Sal, the fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Josh is calling from Manhattan. What's up, Josh?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
What's up, buddy?
Doing well. I was thinking about the gambling thing. I think they should just get rid of unders. So, in other words, if you have a combination of points, rebounds, and assists, you should only be able to bet the over, not the under. So if you put a $100 bet on the over, you win whatever the juice is.
Okay, Josh. Yep, hold on, Josh. Yeah. Let's play this out. Interesting. Very interesting thought. Here's why it wouldn't work. So what you're telling us, by taking away the unders, you take away the temptation for somebody to dog it and bag it and not play well. Okay.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's right.
I got you. But if you can bet on the over, right, then that player is probably going to take shots he shouldn't take, and that's going to impact maybe the side or the ability for his team to win. See, there's always the next layer of impact here. You think you solved it, and I appreciate the innovative thought. You didn't. There's always another corner to cut.
Maybe so. You're saying that he would take a disproportionate number of shots
to go over,
which would impact this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's always going to be a way to do it, and thanks for the call, Josh. To the point of, we talked about it, earlier, the college basketball scandals that you were talking about that predated.
Oh, the 50s, yeah.
okay, that predates any kind of online. There was another kid, too, more recently than the 50s that it came up. I forget the exact example.
Oh, no, there's been, I just go to the 50s because it was here, like CCNY and
whatever.
some of those schools.
There's been other more recent examples of
Definitely.
it predating any kind of easy access on your phone, with props being the, like, I don't think props are the issue. I don't think having access to gambling right on your phone is the issue. I think it's other issues at play, whether it's the disease that leads to guys getting themselves in trouble, which then puts them in a tough predicament, which has them trying to fix games. My concern is not really how it's happening. It's how you're going to stop it from impacting the integrity of these games, because otherwise sports as we know it, it just wouldn't work. You have to have the games on the level.
Yeah, and you're not going to like my answer. You can't stop it. Because think about this. Even if you do effectively stop it, which I'm of the mindset you will never be able to do, now you can severely curtail it, and when you drop the hammer like the FBI did today, dissuade others from further engaging. Okay, I'm not saying you can't clean things up. To fully, just wipe it out, I don't think that that's really plausible. But even if it did happen, you would still have a pretty decent section of people who get screwed with a wacky, backdoor cover who are like, see, it's still fixed. And it's just the mentality that matters. If you believe it's fixed, it's already penalized in the sport, even if it's not.
Yeah, but the difference is people did believe it was fixed. And then years later, we find out that there were people involved in certain games that were fixing them.
Yep.
It's a big difference from my buddy Vince saying, I think these games are fixed. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And then years later, Donaghy gets busted for fixing games.
That's true. There's nowhere to go from that.
It's actually happening. It continues to happen.
That is true. That is very true. I mean, I wish somebody would offer me money at Marist. I would have thrown some games.
Oh, geez.
I didn't have to. We didn't win much. I didn't hit much either. So
all right, that does
I would take the under on the props.
And that does it for us. Thanks to Dove. Thanks to Hoff. Thanks to everybody who listened and called. We appreciate each and every one of you. Back at it tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Football Friday. Coming up next, Evan and Tiki. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
It's Evan and Tiki.